Hello, people. It's your boy, Alternative Voice again. I'm going to explain to y'all why we have the Second Amendment. You see, the Founding Fathers realized a long time ago that one day the American people would face a tyrannical government. And they would have to fight it. And now, there are many of you who say, "Oh, the United States spends $700 billion on its military every year. The American people would have no chance in resisting such a force." Well, seems like that theory was proven incorrect in Vietnam and later in Afghanistan. Because you see, insurgents, when they fight professional militaries, the insurgents often win. Look at the French in Algeria and Vietnam. Look at the Soviets in Afghanistan and the Russians in Chechnya, federals in Chechnya. And Hezbollah in Lebanon against the IDF, the Israelis. See, insurgencies, guerrilla warfare, asymmetric warfare, whatever the hell you want to call it, seems to work. And also, in a EROL situation, EROL stands for excessive rule of law, by the way, in contrast to RAW, world without rule of law. It would most likely be the police, not the military. I often tell people that, it ain't in a tyrannical government situation, it's not the military you got to worry about, it's the police. Because the military would be rather hesitant to do turn on its own people, unlike the police, who are already indoctrinated into believing they're at war with the American people. I know about Lafayette Square. I know about what happened in the Virgin Islands where the military confiscated guns. But believe me, they would not be the primary threat. Law enforcement would be. That's why they have huge paychecks. I mean, have you even looked at the starting salary of the police in your area? I suggest you do that. Because where I am, it can be up to $65,000 a year, just starting out. And, at minimum, it's going to be almost $50,000 starting out, at bare minimum. And the government has used that to buy loyalty. And most deaths by guns in this country are not by mass shooters. They only account for a very, very, very small portion. And if you don't believe me, you can check the link in the description box. Most deaths by guns occur because of suicide. And that's a real tragedy. We need, instead of getting all these wacky gun laws out there that wouldn't have stopped the said crime from happening in the first place, like in Nevada, they enacted a red flag law because of when Stephen Paddock did his thing at what was it? Matulia Bay. And what a lot of people don't realize or overlook is the fact that the red flag law, they would not have stopped it, because he was pretty smart. He didn't make blog entries. He didn't threaten anybody. There was no indication that he was going to go slaughter a bunch of people. Matter of fact, it was the worst mass shooting in history. Well, maybe not in history, but in the United States. However, he was on complete radio silence. He never talked about these kind of things. He never made any threats. He didn't even write a manifesto like Elliot Rodger did. He was extremely smart. And it's like, we need to focus on mental health so we can get suicidal people help. Also, more people are killed by, things like hammers, for crying out loud. Hammers and blunt objects and knives are more frequently used as murder weapons than assault rifles or rifles in general, or long guns in general. Most gun deaths occur because of handguns in this country, which again are mostly due to suicides rather than murders. And also it's like the idea that, felons shouldn't be able to have guns. I mean, a felony could be anything, could be something stupid like if you open up somebody else's mail, that's a felony, and they just keep setting the bar lower and lower and lower. And I have another link in the description box about like how easy it is to become a felon. You can check it out for yourself. Anyway, this absurd situation, it's like, like they have laws that medical marijuana users can't have guns, and that's bullshit. Total bullshit. I am fighting for the rights of every American in this video. Not just gun owners, but everybody. And it's like, look what happened in Israel. Hamas came down on a helpless population. The military wasn't there to protect them, and the police weren't there to protect them. They slaughtered, they raped, and they kidnapped a bunch of hostages. And now the Israeli parliament got the message, as have the Israeli people, and they are now stocking up on guns. And there was even a case, there was one feel-good story to come out of all this. There was a case where Hamas swooped in on a unsuspecting kibbutz. But there was something they weren't expecting. This kibbutz was armed, and this kibbutz fought back. And the 10-man security team took down all 12 of the Hamas militants at a loss of 3 of their own. No houses were burned down, no women were raped, and no hostages were taken. And you see, in this country, we often hold our military personnel in high regard. But I feel, and I think that's a good thing, but we often hold them in too high a regard. Because I talked to a guy who served in the military. He is now dead. May he rest in peace. He drank himself to death, and it was sad, but that's a whole nother story. What he did tell me was, he informed me that when his unit went out to do marksmanship qualifications, 63% of them failed completely. They didn't even qualify. And don't rely on the government to protect you. Don't. Get a weapon, get trained, and get ready. Because that's another important thing. You have to be trained, because if you're not, your weapon is just going to belong to somebody else after the first skirmish. And like I said before, it's according to several sources. That story I told you about, that Army unit failing at a rate of 3%, a 60% fail rate. Do bear in mind that if you just attend a few tactical courses and take your shit seriously, according to several veterans I've talked to, you can easily surpass like 90% of military personnel. And I highly suggest you check out Yankee Marshal's video, which I have a link to in the description box. I suggest you check out Dirty Civilians page for more information. The link is also in the description box. And it's just, America was founded by people that stood up and took action and were armed. I want to see every American able and competent and ready to protect themselves. And believe me, an armed society is a polite society. I was there I was in Richmond right before the COVID crisis hit, and I attended Lobby Day when we all stood up against Ralph Northam. And I will have a link to that about my experiences in the description box as well. You can check that out. Also, it was such an inspiring day because I saw people from all walks of life, all colors, all backgrounds, all religions, all political affiliations united. And that's the America I want to see. I hadn't seen that since September 12th, to be honest. 2001. And it's just, I wish I could see that again. I wish every day could be like that. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be good, y'all.